Happy Friday, February 23rd. It is the last weekend in February, and welcome to the Friday morning edition of Wasatch Weekends. I'm Katie Burrell, and on today's show, it is the conversation with the Katies. We've got Katy Wang from Park City Film telling us about the weekend happenings, plus Gretchen had a conversation with actor and director Katie Burrell. But before we get started with all of that, let's take a look at the weather today. We certainly love the film circuit here in Park City. Katy Wang telling us all about what's happening this upcoming weekend.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Now, if you are a film enthusiast, then I know you love hearing from our next guest, Katy Wang, Executive Director of Park City Film, who is here to give us their weekend update. Katy, thank you so much for joining us. As always, a pleasure hearing from you and everything you guys got going on at Park City Film. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for being here. Now, tell us a little bit about what's going on at Park City Film this weekend. I know you have a film for this weekend and then also a special film next weekend. So let's start off with this weekend and then we'll kind of talk about next weekend as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So in our march towards the Academy Awards, we are showing another nominee for Best Picture. It's actually been nominated for 5 Academy Awards. It's called American Fiction. And it's a satirical comedy about a Black novelist who tries to rebel against the publishing industry's kind of hypocrisies that really limit Black storytelling to trauma and poverty narratives, you know, not the intellectual type of writing that this author in particular does.
Right.
And of course, as these things happen, he finds enormous success in his kind of his satire, and it just challenges his worldviews, his assumed identity. Jeffrey Wright is a lead actor, and he is amazing. He's been nominated for Academy Award. Sterling K. Brown. It's just one of those films that will make you laugh out loud, and is certainly very thought-provoking at the same time. So we're really thrilled to be having this film on our screen this weekend.
Yes, I did get to watch the trailer, and it's definitely kind of has that mix of comedy, obviously, you know, the satire with his novel and kind of the story behind it. But then, like you said, you know, it really is thought-provoking at the end of the day, that I think it's really a great combination between that comedy, but also that connection, you know, to the real world. And it really does get you thinking about, you know, okay, some of these issues that they talk about in the film. So I love that. 5-time nominated for the Academy Awards, as you mentioned. So definitely such a great film to watch this weekend. Katy, when are you guys going to be showing American Fiction?
So you can watch American Fiction Friday or Saturday night at 7, or then again Sunday at 6. You can get your tickets online at parkcityfilm.org, or certainly at our box office. We open it up an hour before showtime. If you have a change of plans or just spontaneously want to go to a film like film lovers do, come on over. We've got great fresh popcorn. We'd love to have you in our theater. We know it's a holiday weekend, so bring your gaggle of friends that have been skiing on the slopes, and we'd love to have you. I do want to give a special shout out to the underwriter for this weekend, which is PJ Builders. They're a longtime supporter of Park City Film, and they always pick fantastic films to help us bring back to our community that are interesting, engaging, thought-provoking, funny. I mean, that is kind of the beauty of independent cinema, is that it's got that entertainment value, but also that kind of substance to it, that bite that really gets you thinking and, you know, draws you into the story that you're seeing on the screen.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Katy, I know that this film, American Fiction, is part of your Park City Film series. Is that correct?
Yes, this is our regular weekend series. Yep, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Can you remind us just kind of what the Park City Film series is, maybe for visitors or for someone who hasn't been yet? Kind of what is the Park City Film series?
Sure. So Park City Film is kind of the umbrella name for our organization. We've been around for about 30 years here in Park City. We started out thanks to the Sundance Film Festival. Actually, we're one of the official venues for that festival, which just concluded a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And over time, we've developed different series of films. So next Thursday, we'll have a special film called Pasang and the Shadow of Everest. That's part of our Raising Voices film series. So we can really focus on communities and cultures that have been underrepresented in the arts. We have our Real Community series, which is another Thursday evening series where we partner with other nonprofits to help elevate their mission through film. We have Cine en Español, which are films in Spanish. And Park City Film Series has kind of evolved into just our regular weekend film series, not just that kind of diminishes the value of it, but that's where we show films from September through June every single weekend, except of course for the Sundance Film Festival, where we get all fancy and show hundreds of films over the course of 10 days. But that's really what that marker is. That's the weekend series that shows for 3 nights. Most of our other series are only a 1-night screening or a matinee screening. So that's kind of the signifier, the difference of them. All of them, as we look at them, we're trying to curate the best films that are coming out from the independent film circuit, world cinema, foreign language, and then independent cinema as well.
And I love that. And I think you all do a great job showing a variety of films. Like you mentioned, you guys have a variety of programming as well. And you mentioned another upcoming film, Katy Pasang, that is upcoming this week as well. Tell us a little bit about that film.
Yes, so this will be next week, and it's kind of a little bit of a mix. It is Women's History Month in March,
Yes.
But we're kind of threading the needle that it's on New Year's Day, or sorry, not New Year's Day, Leap Year Day, so February 29th, so a very unique day that only comes around every 4 years. And we thought it would actually represent well the subject of this film, Pasang. Pasang Sherpa was her relentless quest to become the first Nepali woman to summit Everest in 1993. She was an ethnic minority, not well educated, a religious minority, a woman certainly, and at the time, and even much today, that the climbing industry is very male dominated, and certainly you do not see a lot of Nepali people summiting Everest,
Right.
even though it is their mountain, arguably. And it is just this unbelievable story of just the pursuit of her passion and what it took her to get there, to stand up against her friends, her neighbors, her government, the world climbing industry, to achieve her goal. And so it's just an incredible tribute to an unbelievably brave and adventurous woman. So we're really thrilled to be having her film on a very unique day in the calendar, and as we kick off Women's History Month in March.
I love that. February 29th, Pasang. I did get to watch the trailer for that one as well, Katie, and a particular line that stuck with me that you kind of referenced now is she mentions, "Isn't Everest our mountain? Can't we climb it?" or something along those lines. So that just kind of shows that Pasang really went against all odds to pursue her goal and to finally get to the summit of Everest. So I think it's going to be a great film, a very inspiring story for sure. Showing February 29th. Katie, what are the times?
So it'll be at 7 o'clock. This is part of our Raising Voices film series, which I mentioned earlier. So celebrating communities and cultures that have typically been underrepresented in the arts. It's supported by Park City Chamber and Park City Municipal Corp. So it is a free screening. So please come on out, bring your friends. There is no barrier to access for this particular screening. In terms of cost, you can buy some popcorn if you like, or just show up and enjoy a fantastic film and just be immersed in a part of history, world history that is unknown to, I think, to many of us, and certainly should not be lost to time. So come celebrate a great individual and their incredible achievements. And I think in this town, for sure, people are no stranger to stories of determination and pursuing your goals against all odds. So, and this definitely fits into that category.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, there you have it. American Fiction this weekend, Friday, February 23rd through Sunday, February 25th. And then next week, Pasang, February 29th. You can visit parkcityfilm.org for all the details. Katie, anything else you'd like to add? Any other updates?
We do have our annual Oscar party coming up. So if you want to buy tickets to that, space is quite limited. So we do have a party, a small party on the eve of the Academy Awards on March 9th, which is a Saturday evening. So if you're interested in joining us for that, go to parkcityfilm.org, check out all the information on it, and certainly get your tickets now because they are selling out, and they are selling quickly, and they will sell out for sure, because it is not a huge venue that we have, but it's a great way to create community. And so we'd love to do it every year. So parkcityfilm.org for more information, and we look forward to seeing everyone at the movies.
Awesome. That sounds like a great time. Lots going on at Park City Film. Katie, thank you so much for joining us this morning with all of your updates and lots of films to enjoy coming up. So I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
Absolutely. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back with more of the show. Stay tuned.
Now, who doesn't love a good ski stoke film? Gretchen talked with the actor and director Katie Burrell of Weak Layers. Let's take a look at that conversation.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. I am fangirling a little hard, I cannot lie. Avid skier right here, and so stoked to talk to Katie Burrell. How are you doing, Katie? Director and actor in the new film, and it is Weak Layers. I am very excited.
Thanks for having me, Gretchen. It's really fun to be here. I'm actually very happy to be home in Revelstoke, BC. I've been on the road touring around various screenings of the film in the US and some stops in Canada as well. And I feel like I've been gone for a month, but it's only been a couple of weeks.
Right? Well, Weak Layers is getting such a good kind of following of vibe. I've heard about it now for months, and I'm so excited because obviously in these mountain towns of ours, we love to shred, we love to ski. And I know this is all about skiing, being on the mountain, and it has a really good like girl-based vibe to it. Can you tell us a little bit what the film is about?
Totally. We wanted to make the next hot dog or the next Aspen Extreme or the next Hot Tub Time Machine, you know, have a sort of progressive throwback, a harkening back to those iconic 80s, 90s ski comedies. But we wanted to do it with a fresh take. And so having women at the center of the story this time felt like a really modern approach to that classic kind of culty-esque film that we love so much. It really gave us like, you know, a sort of current look at life in a ski town, the underdog story, the women's story within this context that we've seen before. So it felt like we were doing something differently. And we also wanted to make sure that there was, you know, really authentic kind of ski culture.
Yes.
And it felt like a movie that came from skiing to Hollywood, not the other way around, where people are carrying their skis upside down and, you know, nobody's hair is wet.
Yes. Well, and I have to tell you, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's one thing I love just from watching the trailer, watching a little bit. I love the lingo, the vibe. I was telling people earlier today, I felt like this could be any ski town, not even just Tahoe. It could be, you know, in Utah. It could be in Colorado. It could be in California. I felt like I lived this life a couple years ago, 100%. I mean, I should be rocking my beanie right now and my neon onesie because that's usually what I'm wearing on the mountain. But I love that you get it and you feel like, oh my gosh, this is so my town. This is my ski town. I am that woman. I've been there, you know?
Yeah, the relatability and authenticity factor was big for us. And I mean, I can't give myself too much credit here because a lot of it is just lived experience. I also was, you know, in my early 20s living in a bunk bed shared with one of my girlfriends, and my other two girlfriends were living on mattresses on the floor side by side in the second room in our house, and we got into all kinds of trouble skiing and partying and you know, leaving empties all over our house and not being tenants that have ever existed in the history of time, and just having so much fun. Like, we could not stop having fun. And it was such a reckless and dangerous and exciting and outrageous period in our lives. And having this film kind of like celebrate that, but also celebrate the fabric of the other kinds of people in ski towns. And, you know, instead of just celebrating our heroes, like those of us standing on the top of summits, this is also, you know, the baker, the coffee shop owner, the snowplow driver, the ski nanny, the bartenders, like the people that really make these ski towns hum, and having kind of an ode to the life lived in these places. And funnily enough, like, they're everywhere. You know, it's not just Tahoe. This kind of microcosm of life in a ski town or the individuals in a ski town, there's such archetypes, and we think we
Yes.
think we're so unique, but really the ski towns are just kind of carbon copies of each other all the way across the world.
It's so true, because I agree with you what you're saying 100%. There are those people in every ski town, and we're the color in the ski town, and people in these towns make it pop, and they make it what it is. And that's what's so cool about living. It's a different vibe, and I love that you definitely nailed that. Now, it's so cool because the character's living in a van. Is that correct at the beginning? Okay.
That's right.
I love
The
that.
three girls get evicted from their rental house, and they are forced to live in a van.
Which I love that. I love that because I want to do that at some point. And then I love that it's 72 hours to produce this film, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
The pressure cooker of a time constraint was fun to play with. With this whole metaphor of the weak layer within ourselves, and when under load we would crack and quote unquote slide.
I love it.
And so the 72-hour ski film competition that Cleo, my character, and her two friends, Tina and Lucy, find themselves in is something that actually we see a lot of in ski towns. The 48-hour photography competition,
Yes.
or the 72-hour film competition. And so, having had friends in them, having participated in them myself, I really wanted to kind of tease or roast that kind of an event. And
Yeah.
so Cleo and her friends sort of semi-accidentally end up in this ski film competition, 72-hour hot laps, it's called,
Love it.
LAPSE, little pun for you. But they're up against their heroes. They're up against the most famous skiers and ski filmmakers in the world, and they're three, nobodies.
Yeah.
And then the rest unravels, and you'll have to see the movie to see what
Well,
happens.
and Katie, I love this too, not to take it to a deep level, but I love right now with the weight of the world and everything going on, and there is a heaviness. I love that this is coming out right now, because I think as a whole, we really need this laughter, this love, this vibe, kind of this light energy for a minute. So I really commend you and thank you for doing it, truly, because I was on the drive over here, I was thinking about that. I was like, gosh, there's a lot of heaviness out there right now, and really the beauty of film is to be taken away for a minute, and what a better way, so thank you.
I mean, yeah, skiing and snowboarding and playing in the mountains is a privilege, and we're so
100%.
lucky to do it. And it's an escape, and it has a real childlike kind of joy to it. And I think just being able to celebrate that, and recognize how lucky we are to have access to that. It's also a part of the film,
Yeah. I'm so stoked. Okay, so Katie, let us know, where has the film already been? Where is it playing right now? Because I know it's all over. It's going everywhere.
Yeah, it opened in 125 theaters,
Wow.
100 in the US, and then 25 in Canada this week. The Canadian release was delayed by about a week to the
Okay.
US release. And I got to check out screenings. Oh, sorry, that's my dog.
You're so good. I have two at home. I get it. You're good.
Of course. Can we pause? Because I'll just shut the door.
Yeah, you're fine.
Way to go. Way to go. You ruined that for everybody.
Hey, that's Ski Town too. I get it. I totally get it.
Dog lovers. Yeah, totally. Teddy is actually in the movie. So
Oh, right
maybe
on. There you go.
he just
Another
wanted
character.
he just wanted to have a shout out but, for his cameo. But I got to check out screenings in Reno and Tahoe
Cool.
and Aspen and Los Angeles and Salt Lake City, and it's currently still in Crested Butte. It's opening in Vail, Red Lodge, Montana, handful of other spots in the U.S., and then
Awesome.
currently is in Toronto and Calgary, Vancouver, Revelstoke, Golden. It's doing the circuits in Canada
Awesome.
and Vancouver, and we're just so excited to have had, lots of theaters full and full houses and audiences really excited about the movie. And it's blowing my mind, actually, like how many people have come to the theater, how many theaters we opened in, like how many people love the movie. It's like, what? I thought maybe
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I think just having met you like this, you have such great energy, and the film obviously portrays that as well. I think it's just such a brilliant time for this film, and I'm so excited. I know, it's neat because I don't think you need to even really understand this ski town. Obviously, if you do, or if you've lived in it, it's even more real and more funny because you're like, yep, I remember it. And it takes your mind back to those memories. But I truly feel like even just sitting there and watching it, it's something that everyone can get into, which I love as well.
Yeah, I think the Cleo Brown experience of feeling like an underdog and feeling like an outsider and feeling like you're not good enough is a universal experience. And it's not just explicit to the ski industry.
Right.
It's very, it's a common experience for so many of us. And so I think that whether or not you're a skier, you can also plug into the story of personal growth, the friendship story, the love story, the antagonist story, the getting out of your own way story,
Yes.
and feel like there's something for everyone in the movie.
Well, Katie, Week Layers, I know everyone's so excited. Where can people go check out to see if their city is going to be playing it? And if not, where can they go check it out?
You can check out our full list of theaters on Greenwich Entertainment's website, or weeklayers.com has also a full list of theaters. And on February 4th, we'll be available on Amazon Prime and Apple
Awesome.
TV.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. I'm stoked. I'll be sending you all the pictures from every single show I go to.
You have to.
Oh, I will.
I love seeing folks out at the theater. It's so fun.
Well, we appreciate you so much, and thank you for making this film, and I hope to meet you in person one day soon.
Me too. Hopefully on the slopes in Vail.
I would love it. Have a great one, Katie, and thank you so much.
Thanks, Gretchen.
And keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Lots of film focus this weekend on this Friday morning edition of Wasatch Weekends. I'm Kimberly Perot, and thanks for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow.